So we're here at the Aston Villa Former Players Association with Harry Potter star and RSC actor David Bradley. David, I actually saw you in King Lear a couple of years back. Very great performance. Really loved the chef's hat. What's been your favourite role of all time?
Oh, I don't know really. I think the last thing I did on screen was playing William Hartnell in the making of the Doctor Who called An Adventure in Space and Time, which went out about a month ago and has been repeated on Christmas Day. And to be playing the first ever Doctor and recreating all those scenes with the Daleks and the old-fashioned cameras, it was a wonderful piece of writing, and it seems to have, the feedback's been amazing. So I think that's been the richest experience I've had. But it's often the last thing I did, and in this case it's true. So.
Lovely. So obviously the Aston Villa Former Players Association. David, what's the involvement?
Well, I met Peter, because me and my wife have got season tickets, and when the kids were younger they had season tickets as well, and we were in the Holt End for many years, and now we're in the Trinity, so I can see the things clearly rather than being, I mean, from the Holt End there was like, who just scored, or who just missed, or whatever. And so as the eyesight got a bit weaker, we decided to have more comfy seats in the middle. And so that's how I met Peter. And a few weeks ago, I met Neil Rioch and Frank Carradus, John Gidman and Brian Little, and it was all very exciting. And that's how I found out about this organisation. And then I got an email inviting me. So me and my son are very happy to be here. We've met one or two players, and Mark Draper, who was when we took the kids in the mid-90s, that was the first shirt we bought with a name on the back, Mark Draper. So, and I think we've still got the shirt. So it was great meeting him. And we look forward to meeting lots of other people, not only the players, but people who've done so much work for this event, and raising a lot of money for charity. And I didn't really know about it, to be honest, but we're really glad to be here and to be part of it. And
so they do a lot. They do a lot of good work, and especially with the youngsters that they let go as well. The Villa, when they let go of kids at 16, 17, the Former Players Association are actually starting to look after them now as well.
Oh, good! I didn't know that. That's brilliant.
So, were you a footballer in your day?
I played for a team called Muncaster Rovers in my hometown of York. And then I started playing Sunday League football when I moved to London, and then five-a-side at the Sobel Centre in Highbury with a group of mates. I stopped in my probably my early 50s when the knee started to go. But yeah, I used to love playing. Yeah.
And how important is it, do you think, that for young people, to get involved with football?
Well, I think sport in general, and I think particularly football, not only because it's my sport, but because of the team ethic and when you see, when I'm in the park, in my local park on a Sunday afternoon, and I see all these young people kicking a ball about, and I think that's, there's so much said about youth being wasted on the young, and how some just hang about with nothing to do, and I feel sorry for parts of the country where that is true, where there isn't that involvement, and there aren't enough community leaders who will give kids a way of just expressing themselves, and particularly with something like football. And I think that whenever I see it, it heartens me, and whenever I don't see it, it saddens me, because it's such a great way to foster, well, your growth as a person and working as a team. And I think people turn out to be much better human beings when they've experienced that.
So just a couple more questions.
Yeah.
So huge Villa fan. What's your favourite Villa moment?
My favourite Villa moment is Gary Cahill's overhead kick that sent the Blues down, and I was right behind the goal. It was a few years ago now, but it's still a golden moment.
And just bringing it back to your profession, David, what's the banter like with the thespians?
What's the banter like?
Yeah.
Well,
with the football banter?
Well, whenever I do either a film or a TV or a theatre play, there's always someone who enjoys football, and if they don't, then we have much less to say to each other. but when I meet football fans within the profession, and there are loads and loads of us, and it's great. It's a kind of Esperanto. It's a common language, whichever country you're in, and whatever the differences are between you socially, whatever. There's that connection, and you're never short of something to talk about, and I love that.
Lovely. David Bradley, thank you very much.
Thank you.